Hey guys, so the Riyadh Masters tournament just started recently, and the top teams across all regions have come together for this huge tournament with the second biggest pool prize right after the internationals. Dude, that's huge. But something I'm extremely excited for is that Anna is standing in for Matumba Man in Team Liquid. Now they played a couple games today, and I wanted to talk about why Liquid seemed like they had a huge lead against TSM but ended up losing both games. So I'll be making a video for each game separately, so make sure you check out the other one as well. So let's talk about game 1. So I personally think that their draft had a lot of great ideas in it. For example, the Marcy and Tidehunter lane. So their combo sidekick plus anchor smash meant that Tidehunter would heal almost fully with one combo. Right? This allows him to play very aggressive in lane without worrying about his HP. Secondly, they had the Dawn Spec double global ulti combo, which put together with Tide's ulti makes their team fight extremely strong. But I do think they had one flaw in their lineup, right? So with the double global ulti, that means that they won't be initiating for picks on either Spectre or Dawnbreaker, right? This leaves the remaining 3 heroes to initiate. So with Tidehunter, obviously he's not going to initiate ult unless it's a really good chance, and then Winter Wyvern is not a great initiator unless you try to get a solo kill. So basically it all comes down to Marcy. But with Marcy's nerfs from the previous patches, now she can only leap on her own teammates, which makes it harder for her to go in, and she's also a lot squishier as a support, right? So this actually doesn't allow them to get very good initiations. Personally, I think that Winter Wyvern isn't a really good pick into their team. Also, not to mention that his lane against Tiny is extremely hard to play, right? At level 2 with Tiny's tree grab, Tiny has 50 more damage than Winter Wyvern, which means he has more than double his damage to last hit. Mickey did a great job. He got so much last hit. Their net worth was almost equal, so obviously he did really well in his lane. But personally, I think that instead of a Winter Wyvern, if they had any of the spirits like Void Spirit, Earth Spirit, Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit, they had Puck or Sandstorm or even Mars, they would have had a much easier game. They could have snowballed in the early game and they probably would have won this game. So the next biggest problem was that even though Liquid did really well with catching TSM in the beginning, they actually never really pressured TB, right? They never really caught him mid-game. He was always farming, and as you can see at 22 minutes he has a Scotty, BKB, Yasha. And this is when they decide to fight. They get a catch on Mickey. Insania tries to save him, but they end up both dying, right? So at this point they were basically behind now, even though they have a lead in kills. So why did this happen, right? The main reason is because after any picks or any team fights, Liquid never really grouped up to push towers or take objectives, right? They just, they want to fight and they started to farm for themselves. They try to, I guess, farm for late game, but that really doesn't make sense because Spectre does not beat TB late game, right? So that's definitely not the plan. And then if they push early game after a pick off, right, it's a 3-on-5 if TB doesn't come. TB has to come, right? And even if he does come in early mid game, TB is considered like a 0.5 out of 1. He's not that strong mid early game, so they definitely have an advantage fighting those, and they get to pressure TB, and if they get lucky they kill TB. So this is definitely not the plan. They shouldn't have stalled it out, and that was definitely not the right thing to do. But other than that, Liquid actually played really well in game 1. They made multiple great team fights when they were 10k, 20k, even 30 plus k behind, right? But ultimately fell a little short with the weaker late game. So that about wraps it up for game 1 on why Liquid lost even with an early lead. Make sure you guys check out my analysis on game 2. And yeah, see you guys.